Hey guys, Jason here. In this video, I am going to unbox my brand new Presonus Quantum 2 interface. So let's get to this. As most of you know, I put out a video, like a basic home studio video several years ago, and actually it's been one of my top videos, my most viewed videos, and it's featuring just a very simple studio setup, but it's featuring, you guys can't see it, I'll throw a little picture up here, my Presonus audio box USB interface. And I have recorded three albums and one single with that interface. But I decided it was time to upgrade. I'm telling you guys about this as I'm unboxing here. Thinking outside of the box. Bad pun. Anyway, so I decided it was time to upgrade, really because I wanted better preamps, and the main reason, oh, that's not a knife, this is a knife, tiny knife. Anyway, sorry for the puns. The main reason why I'm upgrading is because this next album, this fourth album that I'm working on, is going to have vocals in it. So I was like, okay, well, I definitely need to get, better preamps and all that good stuff. And not that the other one, not that the Presonus USB audio box is like crappy or anything. I mean, it's done its job and it's done it well. But for vocals, you do want something more professional and pristine. You do want a better preamp for that. So that's why I'm upgrading to this really cool interface here. Another reason is this has the Thunderbolt capability. I bought one of these too because, as you can see, I work on an iMac here. So that just gives you better connectivity and supposed to have better quality, and there's probably a lot of other benefits that I can't remember. More benefits is obviously better in the studio. Anything to get a clearer and more precise sound and just better overall quality in the studio. Anything that's going to help do that, to me, it's worth it. There's a point where you can go overboard with it, in my opinion, but again, I don't feel like I'm going overboard with this interface. I think it's like a really awesome interface from what I've read about it. So here it is. That's the Sweetwater box there. Just throw that over there. Here it is, the Quantum 2. Now, the Presonus Quantum 2, there's an actual Quantum interface. And you guys probably are aware of that one. Those of you who are familiar with Presonus products, that's their interface with more inputs and outputs and all that good stuff. I got the Quantum 2. This is a condensed version. It was a couple $100 cheaper as well, but I don't need all the extra, outputs, inputs, and all that stuff, or mainly it's the inputs. I don't really need all of that. I mean, it's just me here in the studio. I think we're alone now. Well, us in the studio. You guys are here with me. Anyway, so I did, felt like this was just the better option for me, for just being a kind of a one-man show here in the studio. Like for drums, I'm getting a professional drummer to record drum tracks in his studio for this next album, but that's going to be done in a completely different studio, So this is going to work perfectly for me. Now, I actually got the demo version from Sweetwater, so that saved me like 50 or 60 bucks, which I thought was pretty cool. I saw it up there, I'm like, oh, I'm going to snag it. Now, another reason why I am sticking with Presonus, I know there's a lot of interfaces out there. There's so many to choose from. But one of the reasons, well, two reasons why I'm sticking with Presonus. One, because I've just been using them. I have a Presonus interface. I have been using their hardware for, since I've been recording music here. So it's like, if it works, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Secondly, is I use their software as well, as you can imagine. I use the Presonus Studio One Pro, and I think they have a recent upgrade. I need to upgrade. I think it's like Pro 4. I have Pro 3. Pro 4 just came out, so I need to upgrade to that. But whenever you have, and this is just my opinion, you guys can tell me if you have other opinions on this. But to me, whenever you can combine the same brand of software with the same brand of hardware, it just seems like it's going to work seamlessly. It's going to work, you're not going to have as many issues or any issues at all. And I've never had any issues with Presonus, their software hardware. I'm not trying to sell you on Presonus. They're not paying me. Hey, Presonus, if you guys want to pay me, I'm cool with that. That's it. This is the interface, guys. I'm going to unbox it real quick. I'm not going to connect it in this video, but I am going to share with you guys some more thoughts on it. Obviously I haven't played through this thing yet or recorded anything with it because I'm just unboxing it. Before we end the video, I just want to kind of show you guys how, like, really how compact this thing is. This thing is tiny and it's very light. It's very lightweight. So I'm not going to show you guys the power cords and all that stuff. I meant power cords that go with this thing, not power cords that you play on guitar. Another bad pun. So this is it. This is the Quantum 2, the Presonus Quantum 2. And again, it's pretty tiny, guys. I mean, it's, you know, it's gonna fit quite nicely. You guys can see back here. Let me move this out of the way. You know, I'll set it probably off to the side over here. I'm gonna have to rearrange my studio a little bit. I'm actually thinking about getting a smaller desk. This thing's pretty monstrous, and I kind of like something a little more compact, you know. As you age, like me, it's like you start, you know, you start saying like less is more. If I can have, you know, less stuff and more efficiency and just, you know, a few items that just work really well. So anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. All right, so this is it. You see how compact it is. You've got your two main inputs here on the front. Now, one of the cool things about this, and again, I haven't even connected this yet, but everything's digital on here. And I have a feeling I'm gonna really, really like that a lot, because I like being able to just have that visual, you know, that quick visual if I'm peaking or whatever. And on the back, you've got like all your outputs, your MIDI. So kind of typical, just, you know, what I expected. Again, this is a very simple, it's the smaller version of the actual Quantum. But for someone like me, and if you're like me, if you just record in your studio, you know, whether it be you're recording with a band, but you're just kind of, you know, you're just kind of consolidating everything, all the tracks after they're recorded into your studio, this, you know, this would serve you well. Now, if you're recording, like, if you have a huge studio and you're recording a lot of instruments and you're recording a lot of things at one time, like, you know, live in the room or something like that, and I'd probably suggest you get the Quantum, the one that's, you know, this big instead of this big. Because you're gonna have, I don't remember how many inputs it has, but you're gonna have a, you know, a substantial amount of inputs on that. But again, for someone like me who's in the studio, and again, it's pretty much me. I lay my own guitar tracks, I lay my own bass tracks, I do my own vocal tracks. The only thing I don't do myself is the drums, because I can't play drums well enough to keep up with the metal riffs that I write. Perhaps someday I'll be there. But, you know, it's just easier for me to hire a drummer and, you know, have them handle that part. And then I'll just get those tracks and put them into my studio. So anyway, guys, that is my unboxing of the Quantum, the Presonus Quantum 2 video. Please do stay tuned. I will have another video. I'll have an update on the Presonus Quantum 2 here probably in a couple of weeks. And I'll kind of do more of like a review of the product and let you know how it's worked for me and if I've had any issues with it, and give you some tips on how to use it, all that good stuff. So let me play around with this for a couple of weeks, and then I can just give you like a really thorough review of the product. And also stay tuned for more recording videos from me. I know I do mostly like metal riffs and, you know, and lead lessons and stuff like that, but stay tuned for more recording tutorials, because I'm gonna start like tomorrow recording my 4th studio album called Masterpiece. I'm giving myself like a really tight deadline, like a 90-day deadline. So I'm gonna do my best to capture some of the recording process, and I think, you know, me capturing that will help you guys in your recording process as well. Learn from my mistakes and learn some tricks from me, that sort of thing. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Until next time, keep it metal.